All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Motley Crue's Vince Neil continues to work out for a tour that may not happen. The stadium tour, of course, was supposed to happen in 2020. Of course, we all know what happened with that. And then again in 2021, Vince went out and tried to perform a couple of times. The first time this year was really bad. The time after that was better. And I'm talking about vocals. I'm not talking about the beer belly and, being out of shape and so forth. But Vince is now sending folks exercise videos where he's doing crunches and he's using this machine, which he wraps around himself, and that machine is supposed to act like basically an automatic ab cruncher. So Vince is taking this very seriously. He's trying to get in shape, and good for him. But Vince, this thing that you hope is going to be over just continues and continues. I've made the commentary about the stadium tour is that you need to fill a large stadium. Now, I'm sure in order to enjoy the stadium tour, your medical history will need to be exposed to the entire world, number one. Number two, you're going to have to do the thing. I mean, even though the thing has been completely ineffective at stopping other people from getting the thing, we know that because of Kiss and because of the Doobie Brothers and because of many other bands that have announced. REO Speedwagon, I remember Kevin Cronin, who did the thing, went out there, got angry at people who were mocking him for doing the thing because he contracted the other thing. See, this is what just is a bit mind-boggling. And now because these other bands have actually contracted the thing, they're canceling shows. So how could a stadium tour where thousands of people will pack in to see Motley Crue, Poison, Joan Jett, and Def Leppard? By the way, David Lee Roth was offered a spot on that tour and turned it down. And not the brightest move. He says something like, well, I don't support bands that I influenced, or I don't open for them. And I'm like, dude, at this stage, take anything you can get. You know what I mean? You should get up there, badge of honor, and say, yeah, I influenced these guys, but maybe what? Motley Crue should open for David Lee Roth? No, I'm not thinking that's a good idea. But, Vince Neil continues to get in shape and prepare for something that quite honestly might not happen. Now, I'd be getting in shape too, because there is a very large pile of money that I think is at the end of the rainbow. It's not the beginning, because they want to see if Vince can make it. So I'm sure the contract was written in a way that he has to complete. I'm sure they'll give him some money up front, but the big payoff will come at the end. This is one of those ginormous Live Nation type deals. I know people last year were really looking forward to it, because the theory that I was putting out there is this could be the beginning of a rock and roll revival. Because if, hundreds of thousands of people show up for this stadium tour for bands that are like 30, 40 years old in some cases, that's an indication that this music is still viable, that rock and roll isn't dead, and that you can actually pack out stadiums with the right combination of people. Again, putting out all these great bands, but not ever having somebody who's new and upstart. I don't know, Dirty Honey should be on that list of bands, or Crazy Licks, or one of these groups that, are eventually going to take over for these old timers who eventually aren't going to be able to do anything to recuperate after, a show that is too much either for their voice or their body. Vince Neil trying to get the most out of his 60-something-year-old body. And yeah, he's looking a little bit better than he did before. I'm not sure he wants to mow the lawn without a shirt on yet, but good for him. He's getting in shape. I'm just hoping it's not all for nothing. So we'll see what happens. I'm actually rooting for Vince Neil. I know a lot of people don't like Vince, or they think his voice is fried. Well, again, a little nod over to David Lee Roth. His voice isn't as bad as your voice is right now. And Dave's in really good shape. He just didn't really take care of his voice over the years, or it's just genetics. I don't know. The other question for Vince Neil is, will his voice hold up on a very large concert tour? And will there be backing tracks there to support Motley Crue if something happens with Vince? We don't know any of these questions for sure. We do know, though, that Vince went out there this year and sang for real a couple of times. And one of those times was not very good. The other time was a little bit better. So we'll give Vince Neil credit for actually singing. How do we know he's really singing? Because it doesn't sound perfect. It's a little bit messed up. And that's how you know auto-tune isn't being used, and artificial intelligence or whatever that's out there to help these guys. So anyway, wishing Vince the best, and hoping the stadium tour actually happens next year. I wouldn't hold your breath, and no, I wouldn't go, because I don't want all of my private medical information uploaded to a cloud somewhere. And I certainly won't be doing the thing. If Vince Neil wants to get in shape, he really needs to stay away from doing the thing, because I don't think the thing is beneficial for your health. Nobody likes to talk about it that way. Is this thing healthy for you? Is it good for you? Is this like, drinking the castor oil? Nope, it's not. And nobody seems to know what is actually in the thing, because it's not on the packaging. So there you go. Little truth bomb at the end. Thanks for watching. See you soon.